Since it's Parshas Bechukosai, we have what's described as the brachas and the klolos, the blessings and the curses. So the parsha begins, "Im bechukosai telechu." If you walk with my statutes, if you keep Torah mitzvahs, then v'nasati gishmeichem bitam, I'll give you rain and peace and happiness, all good things. And then, God forbid, the reverse, "Im bechukosai timosu." If God forbid the Jewish people reject Torah mitzvahs, then the opposite of rain, the opposite of blessings. And so one of the questions that the Mefarshim deal with is that the usual way a parsha begins is there's a standard line, Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe Leimer. And then it begins. Over here, it's without any introduction, straight to the point. And the question is, why is it missing that introductory line of Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe Leimer? And so the truth is, to answer that question, we have to ask a bigger question, which is, what's the point of those introductory lines to begin with? Why is it necessary before tzitzis, for example, for Vayidaber Hashem Moshe Leimer? Why do you need that before Shabbos? What's being added by that introductory line, Hashem told Moshe to tell the Jewish people? Just get to the point. So the answer is, one of the answers is as follows. Rabbi Nachman in Likutei Moharan explains that opening line, Vayidaber Hashem Moshe Leimer, it's not just telling us a historical fact that, by the way, the following message was told to Moshe Rabbeinu by the Rebbeinu Shalom. It's getting us in the right mindset to learn the next halachas. The next piece of Torah that we're about to learn, tzitzis, tefillin, you name it. The Vayidaber Hashem Moshe Leimer is trying to get a person into a headspace of where they're able to feel the Rebbeinu Shalom's presence in their lives, where they're able to feel and to sense that these words, these concepts, these laws are coming from a higher place. And when a person realizes and feels that the Rebbeinu Shalom is the one that spoke to Moshe Rabbeinu, that's the Infinite One Himself is who gave us this mitzvah, then all of a sudden a person's excited to do the mitzvah, passionate about it, and they feel like they're moving somewhere by doing the mitzvah. They're becoming transcendent. They're moving to a higher place. Those opening introductory lines, Vayidaber Hashem Moshe Leimer, that these words were spoken by the Infinite One Himself to Moshe Rabbeinu, that means that gets you excited about what's going to come. But our parsha doesn't have that introductory line. Because what our parsha is telling us is the following idea. Let's say you're a Jew that you don't feel that excitement. You don't feel that excitement. You don't feel Vayidaber Hashem Moshe Leimer. And when you put on tzitzis and you keep Shabbos, you eat kosher, you learn, you do daf yomi, you name it, something that you do. So you might think, a person might think, that if I do these mitzvahs without any passion, without any religious fervor, not because I'm not trying, but just simply because I don't sense, I'm not feeling anything deep in these things. So a person might make the mistake of thinking, well, such a person doesn't get those blessings. And maybe the blessings that are promised in our parsha are for people that do mitzvahs, but do them with an excitement, with a fire, with a brand. And so comes our parsha to say that's not true at all. Even if you're missing that opening line of Vayidaber Hashem Moshe Leimer, all you're doing is Im bechukosai telechu. I'm just keeping the mitzvahs, I'm doing it because I know it's the right thing to do. I don't feel anything. But I'm committed to do it. I'm walking in Hashem's ways. I'm walking in His chukim. I don't feel it. I don't know it. I don't understand it. But this is what I do. Even to such a person, more than that, specifically to such a person who's keeping mitzvahs with a sense of kabbalas oil, with a sense of the yoke of Hashem's malchus, of doing this because I'm in eved to the Rebbeinu Shalom, and I know it's the right thing to do, whether I feel it or not, whether it makes sense to me or not. Such a person, I give that person rain, I give that person shalom, I give that person parnasa. That's a person who really is deserving of all these rewards. If a person feels the excitement for mitzvahs and the passion, then obviously he's going to do them. But a person who doesn't have that introductory line and just im bechukosai telechu, they might think that they don't get the brachas. The answer is the exact opposite. It's dafka such a person that deserves all the brachas in the world because they're serving the Rebbeinu Shalom for Hashem's sake, not for their own sake. So Hashem should help that we should be zeicha to hear that offer of Im bechukosai telechu and accept that challenge and to say to the Rebbeinu Shalom, you know what? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure why. I don't even see the blessings in my life, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to be mekabel myself to serve you. Belev shalom, l'man shmoi v'ahava. So Hashem should help that each and every one of us, we should be zeicha to enter the Shabbos with menuchas nefesh and menuchas aguf, and both individually and collectively see the redemption of our people. V'yas kol tzedek and Amen.
Thank you, Hashem.